So, you ready to get them picks in for this week?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, we got 10 games we're picking this week, and let's see here. Game number 1, Buffalo Bills, still in the playoff hunt, playing the Miami Dolphins. Who you got in that one?
Miami gonna get that one, man. You know what?
So?
I take that back. No, I take that back, man. I take that back.
You got the Bills?
Because they're going to Miami, right?
I think so, yeah.
Buffalo's
I think
going,
it is in Miami.
Yeah. Buffalo's going to Miami. That's a hard one right there, man. They just lost. They're getting ready to go to Miami, man, and beat Miami. Okay?
Jay Cutler should have, retired.
He shouldn't even be starting the game.
Back.
He shouldn't even be starting. Matt Moore should be starting. Matt Moore, actually, Miami plays better. Matt Moore, hey, they have a better chance of winning with Matt Moore at quarterback than they do with Jay Cutler.
I agree with that, but they both trash. I'm picking the Bills just because of LaShawn McCoy, man. I think
LaShawn McCoy is the real McCoy
candidate. He really is.
Is the real McCoy, man, and I really truly believe they got something to prove. Yeah, they got something to prove, man.
They might get that.
I'm gonna ride with
6
Buffalo.
seed.
They just might.
Me
they
too.
gotta win this game, and they need help. I'm riding with Buffalo, man. I like how LaShawn is playing.
Now we got the Oakland Raiders, who are now eliminated, playing in L.A. against the L.A. Chargers. And L.A. got a chance to still make the playoffs. Who you got in that one?
The Chargers. They're at home. Raiders, they may just pull it off, but for the pride and what's on the line, I believe, and then the Chargers being at home, even though, I'm just going to go with the Chargers, man. I'm going with the better quarterback right now. Phillip Rivers is going to light them up.
I think Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback right now. But even though this is called a home game, I'm going with the Raiders. I think the Raiders are the better team, and they have more fans in Los Angeles than the Chargers. So I'm picking the Raiders. I just think Khalil Mack is going to represent. How about the Jaguars versus the Titans? 2 teams. Jaguars are going in the upward. Titans have lost their last 2. They're going in the downward. So 2 teams going in opposite directions. Titans still have a chance to make the playoffs if the right things happen. Who you got in that one?
I'm taking Jacksonville. I don't see Jacksonville losing 2 in a row. They just lost to San Francisco 44-33. But Garoppolo is, come on, man. But they put up 33 on San Francisco, man, and I don't see the Titans stopping them from scoring 21 points, pretty much. I think the Jaguars' defense right now is a little bit more superior than the Titans' defense. Actually, they are.
All right, we got some catch up to do because Velez is joining us, and I know he wants to get 2 picks in. So, Velez,
what's up, family? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to y'all gentlemen. Hey. I had to apologize.
Come on,
I was
man.
kind of on the, look, my picks are every pick that y'all
Who
pick.
you got for the Bills?
Pick me against your picks. The Bills and the
Get your pick
Dolphins.
for the Bills and the Dolphins.
That's going to be a tough game. I really don't want to pick, so I got to go with my Dolphins. Win or lose.
All right.
Dolphins.
Okay. Who you got for the Raiders and the Chargers?
That's another tough pick. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Okay. And now you're caught up. Now you caught up.
Got one more.
Jaguars and Titans. Who you got?
Jaguars. Titans
All right.
look good.
Both of y'all got the
Jaguars
Jaguars.
got a point to prove. Yeah, they got a point to prove.
Both
They
KD
try
and
to
the last pick the Jaguars. I'm going the other way, man. I think the Titans going to win this game, and I'll tell y'all why. The Titans lost 2 games in a row, but they still got a chance to make the playoffs. I think they're going to take the Chargers spot. And I don't know if y'all seen them wide receivers the Titans got. They all look like tight ends, though. Every single last one of them. And the Jaguars, I think they just fool's gold, man. You know what I mean? They got a good running back. They got a decent team. But I don't know if they're going to do nothing in the playoffs. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. One of the most interesting pro games, maybe the most interesting pro game left in the season. Here it is, KV. Who you got between ATL and the Cam Newton Panthers?
Come on, man. I'm riding with Carolina, man. Cam, man, and young what's his name, McCaffrey. Come on now. Young Cam, young McCaffrey, they gonna give it to you. Yeah, man, come on now. That's a no-brainer.
Who you got for last?
That's
the
a no.
Falcons, yesteryear's NFC champs, or the Panthers, the year before that's NFC champs? Where'd Valette go? Is he gone? Hold on. Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
Yo, washing my hands. I ain't going.
Who you got?
Panthers.
Okay. You know what? As much as I would like to see Atlanta eliminate Cam Newton and them, you know, just because it's not coming from anything other than I'm kind of scared of them as a Rams fan. You know what I mean? I don't want them to stop my Rams in the playoffs. And they could do some damage in the playoffs if they get in. You know, they're right on that verge. I just think, man, the Panthers, man, I just think they could be the NFC champs again this year. And I'm not really scared of ATL. I want Atlanta to win. That's my heart. But my head says the Panthers don't win this one. You know what I mean? I just think they're just too strong. And Atlanta just has that hangover right now. Still hungover from last year's 25-point, cough up where they shit the bed against New England.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I say this?
Go to college. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say this about that Carolina-Atlanta game, okay? It's going to really depend on – there's nothing wrong with Atlanta, okay? It's just that their offensive coordinator, the guy that's calling their plays, he throws the ball 60% more than he should when he's got one of the best running backs in the NFL. And you just saw that. Well, a couple of them, yeah. And you just saw that. And you just saw that just this past weekend when Mr. Freeman had a heck of a game. When Devontae Freeman, their running back, had a heck of a game. So it all depends. It all depends on how the offensive coordinator calls the game for Atlanta. Atlanta has a heck of a running game.
They do. And one of them guys can't hear nothing. People don't know that. But he's legally deaf. And he be in the huddle reading Matt Ryan's lips to get the plays.
Oh.
People didn't know that. But yeah, both of them running backs they got in Atlanta are real good. I'll take them over most of the teams' running backs in the NFL. Moving to college football, though, the Orange Bowl. Miami, the U, takes on Wisconsin, the one-loss Wisconsin team. Who you got in this one, KV?
Ooh, and that's in the Orange Bowl. That's a home game for Miami.
Yes, sir.
I'm taking Miami, man. I think that loss to Pitt this year that really took them out of contention really is sitting with them. And I think they got something to prove against this big Wisconsin team. But you cannot discredit Wisconsin. They are really well coached. Miami's, fast. But I'm going to take Miami in this one.
I thought about this one a lot. You got speed going up against them weightlifting,
power.
Power, yeah. And And Wisconsin, man, they've got the defense. They've got some speed, but they're mostly power. I just think Miami's going to be too much. It's going to look like that Notre Dame game where Miami was just running circles around Notre Dame. And plus it's a home game, I got the U in this one. Who you got, Valette?
Yeah,
Let the coach finish his statement, and then I'll give you my pick. Go ahead, Coach.
Okay.
Keep on what you had to say. Oh, gave him a chance. I'm going with Wisconsin.
All right, we got a couple more games left to pick in this one. The Fiesta Bowl. Penn State goes against Washington. Coach, who you got in that one?
Oh, man. You know I'm from the Pacific Northwest. I got some ties to UW. Shout out to my boy from Jesuit here in Portland, man. Trey, man, he's getting ready to go. I'm taking Washington, bro.
Okay.
Washington.
Now, tell me about this team, because I live in LA. I've only watched a little bit of the Pac-12, even being in LA, because they're not really televised out here. The Pac-12 network kind of took away exposure to a lot of teams. So unless they're playing a team like USC or Stanford,
Exactly.
we don't really see UW too much. And I don't like that, you know what I mean? But shout out to all the listeners. I'm going to give y'all a little treat. I found out about this. Write this shit down. SportsAreFree.xyz. Next season, I'm going to use that. You know what I mean? I only found out about it after the regular season was over. But SportsAreFree.xyz, you can watch any game from your phone or your computer for free, as long as you got a web browser, as long as that shit's still there next year.
Tweet that out, man. Tweet that out.
SportsAreFree.xyz. Yes, so that's my little treat for tonight. That's my Christmas present to the listeners out there. You know what I mean? Yo, I was watching the Sixers against the Toronto Raptors on that shit on my phone the other day. And by the way, Embiid got punked by the white boy from Toronto. But I'm just telling y'all, SportsAreFree.xyz is a free place to go watch any sport from any device, as long as you got a web browser. Now, Coach KV, man, tell me about UW, man. What do they run the ball? Are they a Washington type team to play defense? Are they like the U?
Yes.
What kind of team do we got here?
Yes, man. Washington, man. Like I said, I got some kids that have come through there. Shout out to my guy Trey Lowe, man, from Portland, Oregon Jesuit High School, man. Senior, getting ready to be one of the top football players on the West Coast, man, and he's going to UW. They gave him a scholarship, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Walter Bailey, class of 91 national championship, man. It's my partner, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, the Huskies ain't no joke. The Huskies are no joke, man.
So are they a smash mouth
they're
team?
A finesse and power team. They're a finesse power team.
Okay.
They're a finesse power team. I'm so glad that you made a point about not being able to see certain type of Pac-12 games. Not only that, there was a time, man, where before the Pac-12, it was the Pac-10, where all of the teams played each other. Okay, right now, I think there's something going on to where, I think USC and, they play every other year, something to that effect. I'm so glad that you bring this up, because not only the Pac-12, if you look back at this year, the Pac-12 we have had over about 6 teams in the top 25. We had about 6 teams in the top 25, man. You had Oregon before they got knocked.
Who would you say is Washington's best player? And what position does he play?
That running back they got, but that quarterback could go. But they got the best defensive tackle. What is he? Yeah, I can't pronounce his name. He's a Polynesian kid, but he is that. I think he's a D tackle or a linebacker, one of the two. But their defense is very underrated. very underrated. Their wide receiver, I forget his name, is off the charts. They've always had defensive backs. As a matter of fact, what's his name? Marcus Peterson, that plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, number 22, was a part of this team. A few probably seniors that are right now on this team. He was a part of this particular team if he wouldn't have left early. This team is very talented, man. I don't know exactly all of their names, but you want to look for the wide receiver, the defensive tackle. They got a linebacker there, and the running back and the quarterback is no joke. Plus the offensive coordinator.
Okay, go ahead. Say that offensive coordinator part.
Well, plus the offensive coordinator, he knows how to call plays. They all work in unison, man. They're really playing really well. If you look at University of Washington's recruiting class, they did a good job.
Okay, I'm going to take Washington as well, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Washington is a top 15 team, right in that top 10 range. I think they're number 11. Penn State has only beaten one team in the top 10 this year, and that was Michigan, and Michigan was a fraud. Just like how the Jaguars, I was saying earlier, is a fraud of a team, Michigan was right there in that part of their season when they played Penn State, looking like a top 10 team, but they was a fraud. They got hardball, they got talent, but just didn't have enough. Their quarterback is trash, just like the Jaguars. So Penn State hasn't beaten anybody who's really good. And Washington is a strong team. So I think Franklin is something like 1-12 against teams that are ranked in the top 15, something like that, where there's only win against Ohio State last year. So I'm taking Washington just because, they're a solid opponent, and Penn State has not done well against solid opponents. Look at the Michigan State game this year, Ohio State. When they play teams that are strong, they lose. Who you got in this one, Velez?
I'm going with my mother's alma mater. Let's see. Point blank.
Okay.
I'm rocking
Enough
out.
said. Cotton Bowl, USC plays against Ohio State. And by the way, this game actually will take place before the Penn State game. Penn State is Saturday at 1 o'clock West Coast. Cotton Bowl is Friday. Who y'all got between Ohio State and USC, South Central? KV, who you got in that one?
Okay. I'm a Pac-12er, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Pac-12er, man. SC, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to SC, man. My guys over there, they were like 1 or 2 games off from being in the playoffs, man. The quarterback is no joke. They got a few players over there. Number 25, number 4. The quarterback is dope, and that defense is, understand me, underrated. I'm not knocking Urban Meyer and his program over there, man. But I don't think Ohio State has as much team speed as a unit, both units on offense and defense, as USC. I just
you
don't.
Lost me
I
there.
don't think
I
so.
agreed with everything you said, but you lost me with the team speed because I've seen Ohio State. They have 4 or 5 wide receivers that will burn. I mean, you can't cover them wide receivers with a safety. You can't. They're just
I'm
too
talking
fast.
about on both sides of the ball, man.
Okay,
on
well,
both
on that one
sides
side,
of the ball,
man.
Oh no, that
Look,
defense is. Watch when that USC defense come out, and you see how fast they are.
Hey, look, I'm picking USC because I think they got a team full of pro prospects. They're an all-star team. They're like the Golden State Warriors, just an all-star on every position and on the bench. USC is going to win this game, but I just don't agree with the last statement about Ohio State not having enough speed because I've seen them. All their wide receivers are going to go to the pros. Their 5th and 6th wide receiver that's on the bench is a burner that you can't cover with a safety, and they find ways to get those guys open. They're going to put up some plays, but I think they're going to lose. In a close one, I'm saying in the Cotton Bowl here, SC going to win something like 38-35. Who you got, Velez?
I'm not picking this game. Not at all.
Hey, wait.
I like
Isn't your
Velez.
nephew at Ohio State?
I like
Hey,
Velez. I take him to Vegas with me.
Velez. Doesn't your nephew play at Ohio State? Doesn't all son
no.
play there?
No, he played.
He said he was going.
He played at Temple.
Oh, okay.
He played at Temple.
Okay.
But he in the semi-pros now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my nephew in the semi-pro. He's in the semi-pro.
All right.
league
Let me
now.
give you this. The Peach Bowl. UCF. And by the way, Ohio State, Velez, you not picking that is going to mess with your pick percentages, man. You sure you ain't got no pick before we move on?
Nope, I ain't picking that game. I ain't taking that game.
Oh, B, we're not in Vegas, man. Velez, we're not in Vegas, man. We ain't got to pick the game, man. We ain't in Vegas. We ain't got no money on it.
All right, I take Ohio State. I take Ohio State.
Okay.
And Quinn's right.
All right, here we go.
I
the
think
Peach
DJ
Bowl.
Green guy's right because your running backs, their receivers are good. Go ahead, speak on.
All right, UCF versus Auburn. Auburn beat Alabama, a team that ESPN just wants to crown every motherfucking year. UCF is undefeated, and they can't even get a spot in the playoffs because they're in a division that shouldn't even be Division I because you can win all your games and not make the playoffs. So
Is that
who
like the
y'all got
FBS or
between-
something like that?
They actually in the FC. They're in the same one as Ohio State and USC. They just gets no love from the motherfucking polls and shit. So they shouldn't be in it. Is my point I'm trying to make. You know what I mean? If you can't be in the playoffs and you win all your games, then the Macs and all them Americans and the WACs, if they're still there, they need to go to Division II, man. You can't be in the playoffs when you win all your games. Get them the fuck out. You know what I mean? But UCF should be in the ACC. Let's trade out Wake Forest for Duke or some shit. Put them in the ACC. Anyway, they won all their games. And they play in number 7 Auburn. It's number 12 UCF against number 7 Auburn. We were talking earlier about the Jaguars. Their quarterback went there at the time with Blake Bortles there. Yeah, he went to UCF.
Blake Bortles went to UCF? UCF?
Yes, and
I thought Blake Bortles went to
No, he went to UCF, and his running back at the time has hit me up for radio promotion. As a matter of fact, his name is Storm Johnson. He's played in every
I remember
team
Storm
in Florida.
Johnson.
Storm has played for Tampa Bay, the Jaguars, and the Dolphins. He's with the Dolphins right now. Anyway, yeah,
I remember Storm.
He got a mixtape. Some of his partners are out there doing the rap thing, and they hit me up and King Assassin up for some radio airplay. But who y'all got? UCF or number 7 Auburn?
I'm going with Auburn, man. I'm going with Auburn, but listen, I'm going to go with Auburn, okay, just on the strength that program, man, you know, is so strong, okay? But don't be surprised if you see an upset, okay? And if UCF wins this game, it's going to be a topic of discussion amongst the big boys that run college football when it comes down to, ticket sales, okay?
I'm all about the anarchy. You know what I mean? I'm all about the anarchy. I want to see 8 teams in the playoffs. I want to see shit go wrong. I want UCF to go undefeated so that we can complain that we got a team that didn't even make the playoffs that beat a top 10 team in a bowl game. So I'm going
Well,
UCF.
this is a matchup that can make or break your statement. This is a matchup that the NCAA board puts together to make or break those statements. And circle this game, because this game is big for, that conference and other small conferences that teams like UCF come up out of. You know what I'm saying? Like the Temples, the TCUs, like the other year when TCU went undefeated, and then they got blapped. But see, that one year when Hawaii went undefeated and went to the Cotton or Sugar Bowl like that and got blapped by Florida, that was the reason why they don't do this. That's the reason why they don't do this, man. So for this year, I think this game, man, is set up. This matchup is just set up, to make or break.
Don't
this
forget
particular
about
kind of
Boise State. Don't forget about Boise State.
Oh, man, Boise State is dope.
They
man.
beat Oklahoma.
Boise State is
They
dope.
beat Oklahoma.
Boise
Who you
State
got,
is
Les?
dope.
You got Central Florida or Auburn? Is he still there? Let me check. Yeah, he's still there. Valet, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Go.
I'm
Who
listening
you
to
got,
you.
man?
I can, I'm
Valet,
gonna be
you got
with y'all
Auburn
right now.
or UCF?
Take Auburn.
You got Auburn? Okay. Now, I kind of threw away a pick there, guys, because, you know, I really think Auburn's the better team. I'm an anarchist at heart, so I just want to see UCF fuck it up for everybody. Georgia against Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl. This one counts. Some other games were just for fun. But this shit right here is for a championship. The winner goes on to play in the championship game. This is kind of like, you know, that playoff, you know, semifinal.
Yeah, this is the
Georgia's coming off
Final Four.
that big win. Yeah, they done beat number 7 Auburn. And the only loss they had was to number 7 Auburn. But on a neutral field, they beat them. Oklahoma's got that slinger, that Brett Favre type motherfucker. He won the Heisman.
He's bad.
He
the
just-
Heisman Trophy winner.
He a bad boy. Yeah. So who you got, Coach? Oklahoma or Georgia?
Well, I'm gonna give you a reason why I'm gonna make this pick. Okay. Usually, the Heisman Trophy winner, except for last year, wins the Heisman but does not win the national championship. Except for last year, Deshaun Watson won the national championship and the Heisman.
Don't forget about Tampa Bay's quarterback, Winston. He did it too.
Winston, but he didn't win the Heisman and the national championship.
Didn't he though? Didn't he win it?
No.
Win the Heisman and that?
Mariota won the Heisman. No, he won the Heisman, but Mariota won the national championship. No,
that was the second time. That was his second year.
that was
his
the
freshman
second
year.
time.
Yeah, I thought.
Okay.
All right, but I'm with you. The Heisman don't normally win a championship, but I'm pretty sure it happened with Florida State's guy too, man.
I think it did too, but I could be wrong.
But he lost to Oregon his second year.
No, because they
that.
beat Clemson with Sammy Watkins. No, they beat Clemson Sammy Watkins and them beat them. Or I gotta Google that.
Yeah, we gotta go back.
Because in that game, Sammy Watkins.
Auburn. Yeah, and then he lost to Mariota. And then Sammy
But
Watkins.
he also
won
beat Clemson, though. No?
Yeah.
He beat, I'm talking about, we'll see. That was like 14.
Yeah.
13
it
or
was
14.
2 years back. His freshman
Right.
year, I think he won the Heisman and the championship.
He won.
And his sophomore year, he lost to Mariota.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he lost it. That's what happened. Something like that.
But you're right. Normally the
'Cause he was
Heisman
throwing
don't win.
He was throwing to Kelvin Benjamin, and then the quarterback for Clemson was throwing to Sammy Watkins.
Yep.
Which was the quarterback before Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
So,
Right.
I am picking in this game. What pick is this?
Georgia and Oklahoma.
I'm going with Georgia, man.
You going with Georgia?
I think Georgia's going to spoil the dude. But you know what? Oklahoma runs that pistol offense, bro. It's a run-pass option. And if the quarterback makes the right read and if he makes the right read, man, if this will go. I'm going with Georgia.
I'm going with Oklahoma. I'm going with Oklahoma. Here's why. Same reason why I went with Miami against Wisconsin. Too much speed, I think Georgia's much like Wisconsin, and Oklahoma's much like the U. I just think Oklahoma's gonna run circles around Georgia, man. And Georgia hasn't seen speed like this.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so, man. I think that SEC football is gonna come up out and be more physical than Oklahoma. I really think Georgia's coming out to be more physical this game than
Valette,
Oklahoma.
who you got, man?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
I'll beat you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll beat you.
This is the last game we're going to pick, y'all, and after this we're going to get back to the music. We got the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Alabama Crimson Tide against Clemson Tigers. This one right here, I think the winner of this one's going to win it all, because this one right here is the heavyweight. You know what I'm saying?
See, look.
This is the heavyweight.
I got Clemson,
Who you got, Coach?
man. Clemson, because they got
Now,
they got
is this your heart or is this your head?
Yeah,
I want to know.
this is my heart.
Is this your head or
because
your heart?
this is my head and my heart. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Okay, Oklahoma defense has always had problems with a dual threat quarterback.
You mean
They
Alabama?
had problems with Alabama. I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
Okay, listen. Alabama has an athlete. I'm not knocking the quarterback. I forget his name. Okay. But he's out of position. What I mean by that is,
He's a running back.
if I'm an NFL stat, okay.
He's
not-
a running back.
Yeah, okay. He's not a quarterback. He's out of position, bro. Honestly, that's
He's
just
an
my
athlete. He's an athlete.
exactly.
He could play.
That played
He could
quarterback.
play like he could be like Todd Gurley when he gets to the pros. You know what I'm
But
saying?
yeah, right.
I can see that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
but
can play H-back or
is-
running back or.
Yeah, man. So, but that freshman, Clemson got what's his name, Brian? I've been impressed with him the whole year.
Hey, he might be better than Deshaun Watson.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my God! This is his coming out party. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I like that brother, man. That dude is bad. That brother, man. He gonna win a Heisman Trophy in a couple years. Why?
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that.
And Alabama's not ready for that. They just shook off what Deshaun Watson did to him last year. I'm telling you, man, that guy is an NFL pro-style dual-threat quarterback.
I agree with that. And they got talent everywhere you look, just like USC.
Everywhere around he can.
My Golden State conversation about USC goes right with Clemson. They got pros on the bench.
man.
You know what I mean? Somebody got
man.
hurt, they
And-
got another pro. You know what I mean?
And see, Alabama doesn't play well from behind. Okay,
Yeah.
they don't play well from coming from behind, bro. And Clemson is not the type of team this year with that quarterback to play from behind from, because he's a quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? He's a quarterback that can run the ball, bro. When the play breaks down, if they're not accountable for him in the box, what I mean by the box is the 3 or the 4 down linemen or the 3 or the 4 linebackers, which is the first and second level. it's going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem, man. Alabama does not do well against those kind of quarterbacks. They never have. Never have. That's why they lost the national championship last year with no time on the clock.
I agree with this. I'm picking Clemson for all the reasons you just said.
I'm just saying, man.
For all the reasons you just said, you know. And, you know, Alabama, they lost their last game. They didn't do nothing to impress me. They done played Mercer and a bunch of, you know, FCS teams. You know what I mean?
Look,
as far as I'm
man,
concerned, their UCF would have lost. You know what I mean? They done played a bunch of scrubs. Look at the SEC East or wherever they're at. They don't play nobody. Who you got, Les?
Well, I got the cheerleaders on the field. That's a great Sugar Bowl. That's what I'm going for.
I like me. I like my man. Yeah, but we gotta get booked. We gotta get booked somewhere. There's a Sandy Beach in a casino or something like
that. But you got a pick for the game, though? I know you're trying to be pimpy with the cheerleaders, but, you know, when you get done with them, who you got in the game?
Y'all both make good points. They're both good. They all right teams. They were. Yeah, I was watching them. I'm gonna go with Alabama. I'm gonna go against y'all.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Alabama. I'm gonna take Alabama. I'm gonna take the underdog.
Okay.
I think the underdog's going to really. They got something to prove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. We
something
got
to
our
prove.
picks for the week.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Look for the Alabama game to be from the Alabama offensive coaching staff to really be a chess match, man. They have to call plays that are going to be effective. Oh yeah, you ready? Okay. They can be effective. They have to be effective play calling, because when the play breaks down and that Clemson defense chases that Alabama quarterback, you better hope he don't throw the ball away or make an ill decision. And that's the truth. That game just might come down to turnovers. The same thing with the SC Ohio State game.
I think so too. But I agree with you. I think Clemson gonna be too much for them. That's the end of this week's picks, man.